is good? How is everybody feeling? It is your boy. We're back. Another episode of Yahmsayin with your boy Michael Turner. Doing a solo one this time. Trying to regroup. Trying to decompress and try to get my mind right before this tour really gets going. Obviously, I've done a couple of preseason gigs for the Road Warrior Tour. If you don't know what the fuck you've been doing, I'm going on tour following the Cincinnati Bengals, my favorite fucking NFL football team ever. Probably just because I'm born in Cincinnati, Ohio. That's the only way you're really a Bengals fan. You don't choose into this life. It chooses you on your birth certificate. And I've been on the road with them during the preseason to get it going. And, yeah, and then I've been popping in here doing a couple of podcasts with the guests. But I figured it'd be nice to kind of tell you guys what I've been up to, kind of getting ready for it. So it's been a lot. It's been fun, though. I've been anxious. It's been daunting. Your boy is working. Again, I say it like almost every episode or whenever I can think of it, but anybody that's been supporting me and showing up to shows and shit like that, but also just DMing me and telling me they've been loving what I'm doing, whatever like that. I appreciate all of it. It all means something, 'cause I'm pushing right now, trying to make it in this fucking world. This shit is tough. I'm in LA and nobody gives a fuck about you. And so it's nice when real people out there are supporting. So I appreciate that. I've hit Atlanta and DC to start the tour. I have been in touch. The dopest thing that's been happening, that I can't really like specify exactly what it all entails, but I am in touch with the Cincinnati Bengals. So they do know what's going on. And that's pretty fucking exciting. So I don't know exactly what it's going to look like, but I'm very hopeful that we'll be able to be on the same page with some stuff, and they know what I'm doing, and hopefully see me. I know I posted recently they give me tickets to the Cleveland Browns game, which is game 1 on the Road Warrior Tour. The very first game of the season is on the road in Cleveland. The Bengals will be playing the Browns, who have a quarterback that doesn't like the word no, will get handsy, assumes every massage is a happy ending type of guy. So that'll be a fun game to root against him because he's a bad person, and that's documented. Those are the best games also. Like the games when you know that this dude has just character flaws. Like that. The nicest thing about rooting against the Steelers for the last fucking whatever years of my life, 36. If you want to know how fucking old I am. Been hating on them since 86. Actually, I don't remember really hating them that much growing up because the Bengals were so bad that it was just like, fuck the Steelers. They were just so much better than us, but everybody was. But like really passionate hate, at least like 2 decades, really. And ever since they fucked up my quarterback knee in 2005, Kimo von Oelhoffen, people don't fucking forget. But the nicest thing about passionately rooting against the Steelers for so long is that they had a quarterback that definitely did some fucked up shit to 2 women in a bathroom in Georgia. And that's just documented. That's known. I'm not going to sit here and say that he definitely raped those chicks, but he definitely did something with 2 women and had multiple bodyguards standing outside of the bathroom, which is just a weird move, dude. Just be a cooler dude. That's a tough look. I don't give a fuck how famous you are, dude. If you got to have 2 bodyguards to fucking make sure that these chicks aren't leaving and screaming and shit like that or whatever like that, come on, bro. And I've heard from multiple people that knew him as a real person outside of that, females specifically, that have told him no, Ben Roethlisberger I'm talking about, of course, and he did not like. He reacted in a very petty way. And we real dudes know what I'm talking about. Like a dude that just, like, I knew a girl in college at Arizona State, beautiful girl from Pittsburgh. And she, like the type of chick that could have probably been pursued by these type of people. She ended up with a baseball player. Let's just say that, right? She ended up with a dude that was in the Major League Baseball. So that type of a good looking person. She has no right to lie to me, or no reason to lie to me, I should say. Close enough friends where she let me know. He hollered at her one time. She said no, and his reaction was very like, you know, very. I went to a Miami of Ohio and I was in a fraternity energy. If you know, you know. So I say all this to say it's nice when people on the other team clearly are bad people and you can just root against that team. The Steelers were that for many years of my life. The Ravens were that. They have a middle linebacker that I don't know if he did kill those two people, but he knows exactly who killed those two people. And he didn't say anything in the court. If Ray didn't do it, he is very involved with the murder of those people. And that's fun. That was fun to root against for a long time. I forget why Jamal Lewis was a bad person, but I think he did some stuff. Or maybe it was just cocaine, actually, if I'm remembering that correct. That's actually not that bad of a character flaw. It can be. Can be in the wrong hands. But, gee golly, I'd be lying to you if I didn't dabble from here to there. From time to time. And I'm a pretty good person. So I apologize, Jamal Lewis, for assuming anything there. But Ray Lewis, definitely a bad person. And then, so that's the Ravens, the Steelers, and now the Browns. It's nice that they're kind of, people like them as a sexy, trendy pick or whatever like that. Browns fans are super annoying because they act like they have a history of, like, winning. It's kind of weird. They actually have, like, confidence. Like, the thing was the Browns fans carry the confidence of Ohio State fans because a lot of them are Ohio State football fans. And so then they just did something real cool on Saturday, and they ride that into Sunday, and it's like, you need to chill. Different day. The sun set, came back up. It's a whole new thing today. And it ain't going to go like yesterday, okay? So, but it's nice now the Browns are kind of a trendy pick. They got a lot of sexy players on defense, shit like that. You got Myles Garrett. You got a lot of playmakers. And they have a quarterback that clearly 20-something times did some pretty suspect things. And again, I know people are always like, well, he allegedly. You're right, allegedly. But there's enough evidence where you know these dudes are pieces of shit. Like, Roethlisberger might not have raped those chicks, but he did something fucked up to those girls in Georgia. I'm not going to go as far as to say that it was definitely rape, but, there's two girls in Georgia that didn't get a good response when they said no. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? He acted very assumptively. The assumptive close, we called it in the sales world. Ray Lewis. I'm not saying he killed those two people. If you looked into that enough, he knows who did kill those two people. He had a bloody suit in that car. He was He was around what happened. He was informed. He said he didn't know. Deshaun Watson, again, I don't know exactly. There's 20-something reports. If you read into a lot of them, I don't know if you can definitely say, like, this dude raped these women. There's some fucked up shit that happened. This dude's a bad dude. This dude is a bad dude. This is not the type of dude, if you had a daughter or a sister or a single mother where you'd be like, who you going out with this? Oh, Deshaun is his name? Watson. Blind date? Okay. Just text me when you're home safe, all right? You wouldn't feel very, very okay with that. Not a good dude. So it's nice when we get to root against these people. Also, if you don't know right now, I'm in fucking football mode. It's about to be week fucking 1 real quick. It is crazy. So it's also been weird, like, being around preseason football because it's like fucking stepped on crack. That's when you really know. This is the only time when I really empathize with junkies on the streets where you're like, this shit is weak, bro. The product is weak. The shit has been stepped on. This ain't what I need. It's like, what is it, methadone when you just need heroin type shit. It's not going to do the trick. It's going to get me through the next 15 minutes, but I need the real shit. I need the 3-hour hitter. Because I've been surrounded by preseason football the last couple weeks. It was tough, you know. Like in Atlanta, I went to the stadium. Super cool stadium. Also went inside. $12 tickets. You kidding me? Also hard vouch for the Atlanta stadium. They have like $6 chicken fingers. I was like trying to like get the cheapest thing, and I was like, "Oh, just give me some chicken tenders. I'll crush those." $6. You kidding me? Coke was like $3. You could get in and out and like fully fed at the Atlanta Stadium for like $20. It's crazy. They're like, and I realized it later. I guess that's a conscious decision. They want you to be able to afford food. What a fucking concept. Also, the dude that owns them owns Home Depot. He's fine. He's fine. But I was in Atlanta. I watched that preseason game. I don't even like care. You're not even watching it. I was really there to go check out the stadium. And then I went to Washington to the Commanders game, or whatever the fuck they're calling themselves these days. And that I didn't even go in. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Did not enter the stadium. Did not care. Didn't want to even, like, what the fuck was I going to drop, fucking $30 to get in there and watch something I don't even give a shit about? And I know you guys are like, aren't you a hardcore Bengals fan? I'm such a hardcore Bengals fan that I didn't want to see that fucking shit. That shit was weak. Preseason football is stupid. It's stupid to watch. I get what they're doing. They're trying to make the team. I respect all that stuff. I'm in on that. You know what I mean? I respect the hustle. But, like, I'm not watching that shit. And I'm not watching these early college football games. Real shit is coming up. Give me that shit. I'm holding out. Can't wait for it. Let's fucking go. So it's coming up. So I went to Atlanta. I touched on it a little bit last week. Also, if you didn't see it, I'm breaking down what I'm doing a little bit. It's a little behind the scenes, a little mockumentary, trying to tap into what Hard Knocks type of energy. I'm doing like Hard Knocks behind the scenes with Michael Turner and what I'm doing week to week. So I hope you guys are enjoying that. Check that out on YouTube. We dropped that last week. I'll hit you with episode 2 very soon. If not, by the time you guys are watching this and listening to this, it should be up. If it's not, it'll be up the next day. And then, yeah, I mean, just trying to tap into what the whole mentality is. Atlanta was cool. I'd never been there like more than 24 hours or 30. I went there one time for like a theater show with my boy Trevor Wallace, but I was in and out. So I got to chill a little bit. My girl was with me. We ate some good-ass fucking Southern food. Hit a couple of bars. Went to one bar. Then we were trying to look up like a late-night cocktail bar. This bar pops up. It's like, dude, dope. Fire cocktails. Good shit, blah, blah, blah. Pull up. It's fucking one of those speakeasies where you got to go in through a fucking old-school phone booth and have the password. I'm like, all right, whatever. Dude outside's like, also, you got to be a member. And he looks me up and down and said, also, you have sweatpants on. And, it's humbling every time. But I do sometimes, I wear this shit that I wear, first of all, to be comfortable. I had just come off stage. I was on stage earlier, so I'm not going to. Your boy's not wearing jeans, okay? I'm going as long as I can without wearing jeans. It's been doing fine. Also, if I get to a level of fame where I want to be, where I need to be, where I'm going to be, nobody's going to give a fuck what the fuck I'm wearing. If you're that dude, nobody gives a fuck. If you're with the right squad, nobody gives a fuck. As long as I'm not wearing shorts and shit, sandals. But this dude looked me up and down with a really cheesy looking button-down shirt. Looked like he sweats a lot. Looked like he's got a lot of body hair type guy. Looks like he has a fully formed opinion on what type of hair gel works best to slick it back. And he looks like he cares a lot about his tan. I hope I'm painting the right picture for you guys. And and it also comes with the energy. I don't know if you ever get this energy, all those fellas out there with a bad bitch. I'm not, first of all, I know I'm a good looking dude. I'm not ugly, but I'm also sometimes with women in my life that are potentially out of my league, depending on what your perspective is before you get to know me. A lot of dudes might think I'm with chicks that are out of my league, and then they talk to me for 10 minutes, and they're like, oh, you're that dude. Yeah, I am that fucking dude. I'll steal your girl, bro. But I already got one. Don't need to. You know what I mean? But He gave me that energy. He definitely gave me the he glanced at my girl, looked at me in sweatpants, had something to say. He was trying to give off the energy that I'm a member, and if she wasn't with me, if it wasn't an entanglement as it is, he could have got her in without me involved. That could have happened. He could have done that. If you want to be with Bobby Big Shot over here, you know what I mean? Fucking luckily I got a real one with me. That's never going to be the case. We would walk away from that situation and laugh about it. But did try to hit some late night bars in Atlanta. Cool city. Dope city. Type of city I feel like there was a driver that described it in a way that it was an interesting perspective on it. He said it's like the East Coast Vegas. Because I always think this way in Vegas, that Vegas is whatever you want Vegas to be. It's nice because Vegas you can go chill, you could sit at the fucking pool all day, you can relax, you can get fucked up, you can gamble, you could fucking fuck prostitutes for the majority of the day as long as you got the blue chew like fucking rolling, you know. You could go on a cocaine bender and really ruin your life. And based on some news events about 4 or 5 years ago, you could go outside of a country music concert and rip off some fucking rifle shots. I don't think that's the right thing to do, but based on what I've been informed with, you could have done that. That happened. I wouldn't do that. I think it's pretty fucked up what happened. I'm just saying. I'm just painting a picture. Vegas is whatever you want it to be. Can be great. Can be pretty nasty. Um, and then Atlanta, he said it was like that, and that I could feel that. I didn't. We didn't dive into the underbelly of Atlanta. Would have been nice. I would like to keep going back to that city and get a little bit more acquainted, rub the right elbows type shit. Maybe fucking Bobby Big Shot over there gets me in the club next time type of deal. But that was an interesting perspective, and I feel him on that based on kind of what he was saying. Like you could hit the strippy, you could fucking do some. There was definitely some after hours parties going on. There were some like secret bars and shit like that, that's going off. It sounds like the bars close at 2, but the city does not stop at 2 type shit. So would love to keep going back to Atlanta and seeing what the fuck they got to offer, because that seemed like every time I'm there, you're like, this is a dope city, very cultural for sure. I feel like everybody's black there. Like even the white people are pretty black. But then also you have some super white people that are southern whites. So interesting array of people for sure. Very diverse city, which we love. You want that because that means good food. And there was good food. I had some fucking Mary Max, something like that. It was good. I couldn't eat the whole thing, but there was fucking cream corn. There was fucking hitting. There was some cornbread. It was corny poop on the way out. That's all I'll tell you. Can confirm. Um, but yeah, and then the show was the show. It was dope. It was the first show of this tour. I'm not gonna front on you guys. It wasn't as packed as I wanted it to be. It was also a Thursday night though, and it was also the beginning of this thing. And I think I've alluded to it on the previous pods that like it wasn't what I wanted it to be, but it's also super dope to go to a city that I've never headlined in as myself, as Michael Turner, and never sold a ticket, never been there more than 36 hours before this, right? And to see people really everybody in there bought a ticket to see me. And that was fucking dope. And that is cool. And that is a cool feeling. That's what we do it for. So, I'm not fucking selling out theaters at this point, right? I'm not even selling out fucking huge clubs and shit like that. I didn't even sell that room out. It was a small room. But it was packed. There was the people that were in there wanted to be there. They were a great crowd. It was dope. So if you came out to Atlanta, I appreciate you so much. And that was a cool way to start things off. Come back from Atlanta, kick it in LA for a little bit, and then we popped off to DC, the District of Columbia. They call it. Why is it what's Columbia mean in that situation? Is it that would have been the city that they would have called it, Columbia? Never looked more into that. Does it have to do with Columbus? Maybe, probably. Um, but Washington D.C. I went to. I was there earlier in the year, and I rock with that city pretty hard. I enjoyed it again. Every time I'm back, I get a little bit more acquainted. There's so many fucking things to do in DC. Luckily, I have a close friend that I grew up with that is married with kids there that I was able to crash. And if you ever want birth control as a man in your mid 30s, stay with a friend that has 2 kids under 5. Holy shit. Great kids. Cute as fuck, right? But like there's moments I'm sitting there on the couch and one of them, the younger boy, there's 2 boys, fuck, I'm telling you, like cute as hell. Good boys. Probably going to grow up to be good men because these parents are good people, right? But, I get to see them when they're 3 and 5. And one of them is crying at a decibel level that, you didn't think a 3-year-old could make. And also, like, are you not aware that there's human beings within 7 feet of you on the couch in the living room trying to just kind of relax, break the day down? It's about 6 o'clock, okay? What's going on? You just fed. You were just fed. I saw you just get fed. I know this is hangry. You got no right to be this angry and hungry. You're not hungry. So why are you angry, right? And it was because he wanted to watch a very specific show. What show? Didn't know. Couldn't communicate. Too much crying, right? Couldn't understand the words that were coming out of his mouth. So you're seeing these parents deal with this. I'm sitting there on the couch. Meanwhile, the older boy, about 5, he's staying very calm. His brother is losing his shit to the left of me. I'm over here on the couch talking to the other one, and he's trying to explain to me that when you spin this thing on his watch, it lights up. And he's going to tell me everything about that watch. He's going to hit me with some theories that I know don't make sense. I know that is not how that watch is lighting up. I think it happens to spin and light up. Those things were separate. It was lighting up either way. You could have spun that thing, you could not spun it. He's going to tell me that spinning it really changes the trajectory of the light cadence. I'm not going to hit him with the harsh reality of the world. Look, bud, you're 5. You got theories that don't add up. I could fucking poke holes. If that was my job, that would be a decent job. Poking holes in 5-year-old stories. The funny thing is when you try to do that, though, you realize that they don't give a fuck about your reasoning. They can't really wrap their head around it. And they're staying pretty steadfast on their point. And they really don't waver. There's a lot to learn from a 5-year-old. He didn't waver on his thoughts on this thing. That's why I didn't even press him. I didn't want to hit him with the harsh realities of the world. He didn't deserve that. He's 5. He's calmly dealing with a pretty harsh situation. His brother's freaking out because they're not playing the movie that he wants. So God bless him for staying calm in that. I think that long term, kid's going to be all right. He's probably going to be a politician. Steady hand when somebody's crying because they want something. If that ain't politics, I don't know what is. So either way, that was fun. That was when it was about 6 o'clock. I think I had a show later that night. I went down to the basement. I said, I'm going to get out of here. You guys going to handle this? Text me after bath time. You know what I mean? But you do see it. And even when it's not like one of them screaming about something, you're just a parent. And that's your job. You do forget it. It's funny seeing my friends that have kids outside of their home, because you don't realize that that's their like solitude. Those are moments that they're like really getting away from it. And I don't know. I'm speaking from kind of what I've seen, my perspective on it. Like when you see your buddy at a bar and they need to drink a couple beers, they're like really savoring that thing. Or they're not, and they're so exhausted that they can't even be present. And you're kind of like, bro, we don't see each other anymore. What the fuck? Kind of lock in. And you don't even understand that they haven't slept more than 3.5 hours for, 10 days going on. Because they haven't synced up. The new baby's sleep schedule's all fucked up. And the older one's still a motherfucker. So he just got potty trained, but God bless him, he's still pissing the bed. You know what I mean? I heard that kid, the youngest kid the other night, literally was upstairs. He screamed down to his mother, who I was talking with in the kitchen, said, I went potty. I've honestly, sometimes I'm super proud of myself. I've never been that proud as that kid was when he told his mother that he pottied. And you know what? She was pretty proud too. I'm sure that was a lot of work to get him to that point. He's been shitting himself for 2.5 years. That's the crazy thing about a 3-year-old. It's like, what have you been up to till you were 3? What have you been doing? I've been shitting on myself, dude. On myself, on other people sometimes. Steady. For, I don't know, 30 months straight? 31 months? I don't know. You know? So, and I don't know exactly how old he is. I'm rounding up. That's one thing I suck at, is really processing what everybody's at. I know the oldest one was 5 because he's going to kindergarten? Kindergarten's 5. I know that because he's got more 6s than first grade is the lyric that Jay-Z said on the Blueprint. Oh, no. Volume, he's got more 6s than first. Oh, no, Blueprint 1. Blueprint 1 is a lyric that Jay-Z said, Sean Carter, Hova. And I think about that sometimes. Because then I was like, oh, I guess first graders are 6 years old. I don't know why he was surrounded by more 6s than first grade. I think he was talking about the BMW 6 model. I'm not a big car guy. I hope he wasn't surrounded by women that he categorizes as 6s, because this was peak Jay-Z. 2001, 2002, he should have been aiming higher than that. 7s and up. 7s with personality, 8s with personality, 9s and 10s. 0 personality. A 10 with personality? Oh, that's his wife, Beyonce. He really figured that one out. But either way, I digress. But DC was cool. We got to do I shot some behind the scenes stuff, and I actually didn't know enough about I didn't want to not shoot good things. So it was funny. I went to DC in April, I think I was there, and I did a portrait gallery and bunch of other shit. And I literally just went back to what I did. Oh, the mall. I did the Abraham Lincoln Memorial. I did the Washington Monument. All these things. I just went back and did them again because I knew what I could do to film. And I had to film myself. Pretty stupid. But I'll be back to D.C. I'll be back a bunch. I feel like D.C. is going to be a city that I tap back into. They fucked with me too. And that was a great room. So room 808, I've mentioned before. I've done it before. It is my buddy Martin Amini's room. He owns it in northwest corridor of D.C. I guess they cut it into corners. And the Petworth neighborhood. If I'm might be talking inside baseball, some people that know D.C. But it was really cool. It's a good little room. It is it packs out with 40, 50 people, and there was about that for my show. And some people that came knew me for sure. There were some people that were Bengals fans, which is dope. That was the first time I got to see some Bengals fans. I got up on stage. I said, "Is anybody from Cincinnati?" A couple people said yes. One dude didn't even know me before that moment. And he was from Cincinnati. That's fun. He's from Mason. I talked shit about him, but then I realized Mason's pretty much where I'm from too. So I took it back. But that room is great. It's a great workout room if you want to work some material out, but also you can just kill it in there. Super fun. Was a pretty good experience. There was a couple of dudes that were a half a bottle of Tito's deep from the beginning of the show, from the jump off. You guys know me. I will talk that sweet shit, which I did. Talk shit right to him. One of them was like 6'2" Ethiopian dude, and he wasn't having it. He had to fucking go outside, take a breather. I thought he was going to come back in and try to fight me, but he chilled out. I think he had a girl there that told him to shut the fuck up. Because I said some slick shit back to him. I got everybody laughing at him. He didn't like that. The motherfucker tried to tell me I had a long face. I've been told a lot of things. Been told I had a big forehead, smushed up face. Somebody said that on a fucking comment recently. Looked like my face is smushed up. The fuck's that mean? You know what I mean? But I've not been told I have a long face. I didn't even know how to process that. I don't think I have a long face. So I thought that was pretty disrespectful. So I said some slick shit to him. All of a sudden, he got a long face. Fuck you. Nice guy, though. After the show, he offered to smoke me out with the weed that he had because he was a very wealthy person that owned weed dispensaries in D.C. or Maryland or something like that. So he flipped his tune real quick. It's funny. He went from talking shit to after the show, he was like, I want to smoke you out and I want to pay for everything. Those are the type of people you want to get away from. I don't want your weed or your money. I did smoke the weed, though. I will just, in the full interest of disclosure, I did smoke the weed. Got a little high. Pretty good. Decent guy. Not a complete monster. Would have liked if he didn't drink a half a bottle of Tito's before the show. But what are you going to do? But again, D.C., dope city. My buddy was there, so I know this chick that I grew up with. She's pretty much my, like, cousin is how you describe it. We grew up going to family vacations. How do you guys describe things like that? You know what I'm talking about? Like a person in your life that is, like, so close, but they're not blood related. I've went on 7, 8, 9 family vacations with this person. I know their whole family very well. My mother is best friends with her mother, and then there's another mother that we all like used to go on family vacations. We're all around the same age, the same time. It was perfect. They all were flight attendants in the 70s and 80s. I think they all experienced their hoe phase together, which is weird to think about. But, you know, what you can do. But they that was the chick that I know. She's married to a guy, and then they have the 2 kids that I was referring to earlier. They also have 2 dogs and a cat. Cat's 22 years old. Fucking that cat can drink. You kidding me? Never seen a 22-year-old cat. This thing was crazy. And I'll tell you what, pretty mobile for a 22-year-old. Was walking around like he has not missed a step. And then this dog is like, they got 2 dogs. One dog doesn't have, missing a leg. 3-legged dog. It's got a little pit in him, a little something, something. Street dog. Rescue. 3 legs. Good dog, though. Happy. I feel like three-legged dogs are, I could argue, the happiest dogs. This dog was happy. 3 legs, though. So you're dealing with that. A lot of angles that don't make sense when he's coming at you. And then the other dog's a little pug, and this is a motherfucker, this dog. Female dog, talks shit, just doesn't like, I was like, is it just men? Sometimes dogs don't like certain sexes. Just doesn't like strangers. This dog doesn't like people. And so I was people in this situation. I was a stranger. The first night, I sit in the living room. We all catch up, doing that first night catch-up thing. Caught up with them. Checked in. How's this? How's that? How's your brother? All that stuff. I'm sitting in this chair, and then they're on the couch next to me or adjacent, however you'd say that. And I sat in that chair and then ended up calling it a night, ended up crashing. I got in late, right? And the dog that had been barking at me, so I go downstairs, I go to sleep, wake up the next day. This dang dog peed on the seat that I sat in to set a tone, to let me know that I'm not welcome in this fucking house. This is a petty-ass dog. That's an intelligent dog, too. That dog is fucking, it's a mean dog. They had to walk. Also, it's mean against me because that's like, all right, bro, what? But this is a little fucking pug. I would kick this shit. If the owners weren't there, I'd kick his fucking eyes straight. Excuse me. Sorry for burping in your ears. But fuck this dog. I'm getting all worked up. And then yeah, he peed on that thing, or she peed on that thing. And you're trying to attack me. You're really attacking your mother and your father because they had to wash the damn cushion. Shit. But and then the husband, he ended up coming to the show, and that was cool. So after the show was Friday night. After the show, we went to a little dive. Yeah, it was a dive bar, very divey. So divey that there was like a vending machine you can get Plan B in. No, you couldn't get Plan B. You could get you can get a pregnancy test in there though. Some rubbers, a lot of fun stuff in the vending machine at this place. Good little bar. They made a nice little mezcal, old fashioned. It's nice. I'm on a nice mezcal kick these past few years. Mezcal, I'm in on mezcal. Mezcal's not. I don't like tequila. Agave, I guess would be the term. I do like mezcal, which is tequila, I think. I don't know. I'm sure somebody's out there rolling their eyes like, this motherfucker doesn't understand tequila. I don't. I drink it. It makes me fucking want to vomit and call all my ex-girlfriends and pee in a corner. I don't fuck with it. But mezcal, shit is nice. Good smoky undertones. You guys get it. So that was a nice drink. Did that. And then they went to the show too, which is funny. And yeah, he's a funny dude. He's the type of dude that which I love. He will explain directions to you. We're just walking to the comedy club together, and he's like telling me the layout of the street, as if I cared. But then I do care. I love maps. He's like, this is why this is. It's like it's actually all the streets are A through Z, so you go A to Z. And then the next time they do it, they run it back A to Z, but it's a word. So then it goes like Ash, Bear, Case Street, whatever like that. And it goes all the way to Z. And then the next run of A to Z is another word, but it adds a syllable. What? I was like, damn. So we were out on Gallatin, 3 syllables, G. You guys follow me? You guys clocking this? This is definitely 30-something-year-old dude stuff because I was in. I was like, that's crazy that they thought of that. City planning, shit like that. And then from the capital out, I think the capital is the center of the city. Wherever the center of the city is, then you count First Street to then the numbers keep going. But and then the cross streets that can cut through the cities, so you can get little shortcuts. They're just named after states. That's just fun. But I love, he's telling me, and I bet he doesn't get to tell a lot of people that. He's telling me the whole layout of the city. I'm like, dude, I'm in, bud. Let me know, dude. What are they named the highways after? Probably dead presidents. You know what? That's correct, I believe. And then that was good. Just getting all the lay of that stuff. Come to find out, this guy's a elected official, district something. He's running shit. What a city, D.C. And they're all kind of, if you talk to D.C. long enough, D.C. residents, they're mad that they're a city and they're not a state because they have no state rights. That's a fun little thing to dig at them. I should have probably brought more of that up on stage. I didn't know enough about it, but they're pissed. And then they're also pissed about, what's the other thing that D.C. is angry about? I don't know. It's a little fucking community. It's very like everything's political there. Oh, and then they also don't tell you what they fucking do for work. Nobody tells you what they do. Go to D.C., ask somebody what they do. They won't tell you because they don't want you to know what political allegiances they have. Meanwhile, they all fucking work for the Department of Defense. They all work for the enemy. So ask somebody if they work for Deloitte. I guess that's the worst thing you can do in that city. But I'll be a motherfucker if we didn't have a Department of Defense and we didn't have somebody fucking aiming some rockets at the Russians. I don't trust them. So, but also they're definitely just flying drones and killing people in the Middle East. And that's fun. What am I going to do? I can't, sit here and complain about it, but it's going to happen tomorrow. So, good, seem like good people. One of the guys is a guy that loves me from Cincinnati. I don't give a fuck if he works for the Department of Defense. Pay for the ticket. He brought me a Modelo. It's a good guy. He's not my enemy. He is the enemy of so many countries across the globe. But in that moment, he's just a buddy of mine. Thanks for the beer, bud. Oh, and then his wife tried to hook me up with her cousin or something like that. Or his cousin. That was a fun little interaction in the crowd. She didn't know that I was in a committed relationship. She was being nice. That's nice. It's nice to think that somebody would be like, you should fuck somebody that I know. That's a nice thing at its core. It never really works. It's a weird setup. The other person has to also be give consent, be into it. It's very easy for a guy to be shown a photo and be like, yeah, I'd fuck that. But then I was like kind of curious because that doesn't happen a lot. I was like, show me this. Show me. I want to see the type of person that you think, I would be into. Smoke show. So she probably would definitely watch 3 of my videos and be like, this dude's a fucking monster. Also, I'm taken, sweetheart. Fuck you. No, I'm kidding. She seems like a nice gal. Their Cincinnati cousin or something like that. But, yeah, that was a fun little interaction. They're trying to set me up in the front row, But, that was a fun show, though. DC's always fun. DC shows love. DC also, nothing is missed on the DC crowd. You can throw a lot at them. They're usually pretty educated, which I like. You can throw some things at people in LA. They're like, what'd you say? Fucking idiots. But, yeah, so DC was fun. And then I came back, and now it's like time to ramp up, right? So the next show is Cleveland. It's week 1. We're in communication with the Bengals. Pressure is mounting. I'm not going to lie to you guys and tell you that I'm calm, composed, and all that stuff. I'm not overreacting. I've had some good conversations with people about this. I've never done a tour this big. It's something that matters to me. Some people can try to be like, yo, bro, I've done 1 million tours, whatever like that. Well, I haven't done things like this. I feel like I should have, invested more in myself throughout the years. Maybe I'm too slow on things like that, but I know that at this point I'm worth the investment for sure. I feel very confident in where I'm at comedically and as somebody that is ready for the next opportunity and shit like that. So why not fucking now? Sometimes I can sit back and be like, oh, I should have done this years ago. Well, I didn't, and I'm doing it now. And we're doing it. It's exciting. I've got people that fuck with the Bengals that are excited about it, but also just people in different cities that like football that are gonna be coming through. So it's gonna be fun. And the first one is in Cleveland. And before that, I was like, I think I kind of want to chill. So my girl, I've been telling her the whole summer, I've been following this dude on Instagram that has been walking all through Yosemite National Park all summer because the waterfalls have never flown like this in like 50 years because we got so much snow in the wintertime and then also good steady rain throughout the summer. And so she had 2 days off, and we fucking booked it and went to Yosemite for two nights, 3 days. Went there early as fuck Tuesday morning, right? Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and then left Thursday. So, and that was so dope. So, it was great. I'm recording this today. We just got back. So that's why if you're wondering why the podcast is a little late, I deserve some time to fucking take some time and chill sometimes. So, but that was great. If you've never been to Yosemite National Park, fucking do it. It is one of the best places in the whole world. That's one of the dopest things is going to a park like that and seeing how many people are from all over the world. There's people from all over Asia. You saw like Indian people, definitely some Chinese people, probably some countries in Asia I'm not familiar with. There was a lot of European people, a lot of different languages in here. You're hearing French, German, all sorts of stuff. Definitely some Canadian people that were like nice to a degree where you're like, this is weird. Do you want to have dinner with me and then fucking take me home and kill me? This is, Canadian. You guys know Canadian energy. Too nice. But it's dope to be in a spot like that. And I've been there like 5 or 6 times at this point in my life, and to realize that people travel all over the fucking world to see that place, and it is worth it every time. So if you've never been to Yosemite, you gotta fucking hit that. I didn't get in any crazy hikes. Sometimes I do that when I go. I usually get in something crazy. Last time I went, we did Clouds Rest. 2 times before that, I did Half Dome. So I've done some cool things there. But we're able to just kind of see the falls, fucking. And then one thing I didn't know that until I got there is the supermoon is happening. Biggest moon in the fucking year or something. I don't know what the fuck supermoon means, actually. I think we overuse it. Never heard the term till like 3 or 4 years ago. Blood moon. Somebody called this a blue moon? A blue supermoon? That sounds like a fucking beer with a shot of vodka in it. Blue moon with some fucking Absolute. Call it a blue supermoon. Throw some fucking Red Bull in that thing. Cooking with gas. Like, I don't know what the fuck these terms come from. When the fuck do we start naming moons like this? But either way, what it means is it's the closest physically that the moon will be to the earth, I think, for the whole year, if that makes sense. And it's big as fuck. I will give them that. It was super bright. So it does deserve to have some name. Because I'll be a motherfucker. This thing was coming. The sunset, we got to see the sunset at Glacier Point. Literally like 15 minutes after the sunset, there's something coming out of the thing. I'm like, is that the fucking sun again? It's the fucking moon. Bright as shit. Couldn't be brighter. And it was pretty super. I'll give them that. So maybe, I'll tell you what it wasn't. It wasn't fucking blue. Why are you putting colors on this thing? But, so we had that experience when we were there too, which was really dope. And it made it all look really, really cool. So it was really cool. The last night we were there, there's a view of Yosemite, if you've ever been there, called the Tunnel View. It's a tunnel that you go into, and you see the Yosemite Valley. The valley is dope because it's just this huge fucking valley, and it's surrounded by granite rocks. And, like, when I say granite rocks, it's not like a fucking little rock. I'm talking fucking what? The biggest things you ever fucking see in your life. It's crazy. I think El Capitan is one of the rocks, and it's 62. It's like a 62-story building of flat granite rock. Crazy shit. And so the moon, though, will come over the valley, and it's literally like lighting it as if the sun is out. It was so cool to see. I got some dope pictures. I'm probably going to put on you'll probably see them on my Instagram story or something like that. I don't know if they're going to the grid, but I got some photos on my iPhone that are fucking fire, dog. So that was a really cool experience. It was a great time to go to Yosemite that we didn't even know that when we planned it. Spur of the moment thing, which I love. That's definitely what our relationship is built around. Just kind of like saying on a Monday, we got 2-3 days off. Let's fucking go. And it's a nice thing for me to say yes to things like that. I don't know, in the past I would say yes to so many things like that. And it's nice to just fucking be flexible and realize that, like, yeah, why not? We should go to Yosemite for a couple days and see some cool shit. Saw a little bear. One of the big bears, probably a little cub. Saw him real quick. That was cool. Love seeing a bear. See some tap into wilderness. Tap in with Mother Nature before Father Time catches up to you. I just thought of that. Make that a fucking t-shirt. Tap in with Mother Nature before Father Time fucking kills you. I don't know. That's maybe a little too harsh for a t-shirt, but you guys get what I'm saying. It's a play on mothers and fathers and how they're associated with things. But Yosemite, hard vouch, 10 out of 10. I should give it a fucking Yelp review. Imagine going to Yosemite and being like, dude, 1 star, bro. Just breaking down why it sucks. People suck. That is one thing that people there, for the most part, are great. Because they're people that have the mentality of going to a national park. But there are people at that national park where you're like, why are you even at a fucking national park? Who are you mad at? Like the type of people that are like checking into these hotels at the park. We stayed at a hotel that had it's like a communal shower, communal bathroom, or toilet, communal shitter, and some dude's like complaining about the setup. It's like, bro, we're in a fucking national park, dude. Your shits aren't gonna be as comfortable as they usually are. You know what I mean? Go fucking outside, take a deep breath. It's fresh as fuck. You're at 8,000 feet. Chill out, bro. Chill. But so those people suck. You're always like, why'd you even come here? What are you doing? But other than that, great experience. Always have a good experience. Fucking God's country up there. Again, can't stress this enough. If you've never been, fucking go. Go catch the sunset in Tuolumne Meadows. Shit like that. So that was a nice little decompress before things ramp up for your boy. So I hope you enjoyed that little breakdown of where my life is at. I asked a question or two on IG. I wanted you guys to tap in with me. Tap in and see what kind of questions you guys have for me. I haven't asked you guys to say anything recently. So here's some easy ones. Some quick hitters to start off. ETA to perform in Florida again. Well, you're in luck. Jacksonville Jaguars are on the Bengals road schedule. Your boy will be in Jacksonville, Florida on, you know what? I don't know off top. I think it's in early December, if I'm not mistaken. But it's on my IG. I'm definitely in Jacksonville. It's either late November or early December. I want to say December, like the middle of December. But I will be in Jacksonville, Florida. We've got it lined up. I believe the location is Jackrabbits. I'm going to be lining up all of the tickets for all of the shows and get them all live very soon. The second half of the season is all lined up. We just got Baltimore was the last thing I was trying to confirm. We got it this week, so I'm excited about that. So I'm going to the Port in Baltimore on November 15th, which would be dope. So we do have all the second half of tickets lined up, so those will be going live soon. You can go to turnercomedy.com. I have that site all fixed too. If you've ever gone in the past, there's probably some in-between stuff. I have turnercomedy.com. It is alive. And then I have a link in my bio on Instagram that has all the stuff too. So that's a thing. Some person asked, who do they think gonna beat the Bengals? That's an easy answer. Nobody. What's your hair routine? Great question from my boy Orion Levine. We will have him on this pod. He's a comedy buddy of mine. This is an inside joke, but also great question because we talk about this a lot. I talk to him a lot about, is it a wash day? I don't know where you guys are at, but I have pretty good head lettuce, dude. A little cabeza lechuga. I'm one of the best heads of hair I know. It's got good curl, got good action. And one thing I do that I've realized as I've aged is I shower a lot. I shampoo way less. I might shampoo like twice a week. 3 times tops. Every like 4 or 5 days, maybe I wash. It's funny. That's what me and him joke when we see each other. Me and Orion will laugh like, is it a wash day? Because that's actually your worst. That's an embarrassing day. Your hair is doing too much. My hair is best when it hasn't been washed for like 3 days. It's great. And then I also I'll tell you what I do. A lot of people do leave-in conditioner and shit like that. I don't do conditioner in the shower. What I'll do is I'll get out of the shower. I'll have not washed it. And I will put in, you can get it for $1. I shit you not. Some dude told me this. A barber told me this, who had curly-ass hair. That's why I trust him. He's like well-informed. I was like, what do you do with your hair? He was like, dude, honestly, you want my secret? Go to fucking CVS or like fucking Ralph's. It's like $1, maybe $2 tops. I think it's VO5 is the brand. It's strawberries and cream conditioner. Specifically, that conditioner. Strawberries and cream. It's pink. And you just put it in your hair and you fucking rub it in, set it like you want it, and you let it chill. It'll be like it'll look a little like wet for maybe like 30 minutes. It'll dry out. It'll settle in. You got nice control. You got nice fucking fluff. Your hair is gonna pop. If you got curls, this is also specifically for somebody that has like volume, I guess it would be like fucking. You got some action in your hair. You got some action in your hair. You want to control it, because I can't control my shit a lot. Do that shit, dude. VO5 strawberries and cream, fucking $1.50. If it don't work, text me. I'll pay you back. You cheap motherfucker. All right, so that's my hair routine. Shout out to Orion. Hope it's not a wash day, big guy. Somebody asked me, are you for Emilio Estevez telling people about Cincinnati being a gem? Yeah, I'm for anybody advocating for Cincinnati. I think it's a city that people shit on so much that if our strongest advocate is Emilio Estevez, I'm in on that, dude. Because nobody's still going to listen or care. Because you still want to, you want to not let everybody know that it's a dope city. Cincy's a dope city. When I go back, and I will say it wasn't that dope of a city when I was growing up there. I wouldn't have told that. Maybe I always liked it. I'm biased, right? But now when I go back, as you age, you go back. I'm like, oh, this is a dope city. Like I get what's happening. I have close friends that have moved to Chicago, and moved back there, moved somewhere else, and moved back there to try to raise their family. I'm like, yeah, I get this. It's a city on a come up. They really turned it around. Haboobs in Phoenix. Where is Brendan Fraser? So OG the Mummy. That's really not a great question. Shout out to Haboobs in Phoenix, though. Shout out to Mother Nature showing her tits. Haboobs. I'm sorry. Haboobs are insane, actually. If you've never seen Haboobs, Google Haboobs. They happen in Phoenix. It is literally the wind of, or the wall of like dust that you saw in the first movie of The Mummy. That's why he's referencing Brendan Fraser. They're crazy. They actually happen. They take over the whole fucking city. It happens like kind of quick, like 15 minutes. It'll kind of happen, but it's fucking nuts. I didn't know that they were a thing till I moved there. And when you experience your first one, you're like, what the fuck? This happens? What else is going on here? We've got, if you could have sex with an artist's voice, just the voice, who would it be? Interesting question. I think I would go gay for Sam Cooke. How about that? Bet you didn't see that coming. That's my favorite voice of all time. Sam Cooke's voice, R.I.P. But then I would be fucking a dead corpse's vocal box. Oh, gee golly. No, but let's stick with females. There's a lot of female voices I really like right now. I'm big into I guess they would call it alternative R&B or whatever like that. Like SZA is somebody I really like. But one of my favorite voices for sure is like Ari Lennox has a beautiful voice that I would have consensual sex with. And then what's another voice I really like? An artist's voice, just the voice that I really like is Snow Allegra. I love her voice. And then, you know what I'll do? I'll say, actually, above all of them, my favorite voice is the singer from, oh my God, Salt. S-A-U-L-T, Salt. What is her name? She is fucking great if you don't know who I'm talking about. If you don't know Salt, you should fucking dive in. It's amazing. And then, oh my God, I know her voice. This is gonna bother the fuck out of me. But, I know I can look it up. I'm sorry, but either Salt. Look up Salt. Look up that group. They have 3 or 4 albums that they put out through the pandemic. A lot of good stuff during the pandemic. And her voice is Cleo Soul. Jesus. Couldn't think of that. Cleo Soul is the dopest voice to me that I've listened to quite a bit over the last like 4 or 5 years. And Salt album, and then also look at her solo stuff. But that voice is fucking dope. I would fuck it from the back. I would eat her out from behind. You guys know what I'm talking about. Real ones know. I would make sure she came first. You know what I mean? So Cleo Soul. Great question. What's the weirdest moment you've had in crowd work with an audience member? Okay. Well, first of all, that situation that happened earlier, that somebody tried to have me fuck her husband's cousin. What? And then also I've broken down some recently that have been really strange, but having to talk that dude down and then have a whole beer poured on me, that was pretty tough. That was a tough look for your boy. That was a pretty weird moment. I can fucking recollect. The one time I almost had a dude at a biker gang at a bar in the west side of Phoenix. I thought he was gonna kill me, for sure. He didn't. That was exciting. But the weird, I guess it's not weird. It is unexpected. I don't know if I would categorize this as weird, but I've definitely had like a moment where I was talking with somebody in the crowd, and I was talking with this younger kid, and then this other chick said something, and I go over to this other chick, and I was like, well, what's your deal? And she was like, I'm 35, I'm single, and I'm bisexual. And then I heard that, and I was like, well, that's intriguing. And this is when I was single. And so I was like, well, what's up with that? And I turned my whole attention to that person. And I'll tell you what, I was in a pretty good zone because I went home with that individual, and we had sex that very evening. So that was pretty fun. Those are weird. I wouldn't say weird is exciting. It is weird that I can literally be on stage and, end up having sex with a stranger that I literally had a crowd reaction with. Those are weird moments too. That actually is one of few times that I've had that interaction with a crowd member. And then sometimes you get off stage and you're like, this is a tough looking broad. Couldn't see with the with the spotlight in my eye, but that is a fully formed snaggletooth. This ain't gonna work. But this was one that this chick was super cute. Just super nice girl too. Also, like it was a nice. It turned into a nice little evening, and then we ended up hooking up a couple times. It wasn't like a one and done type thing too. She ended up kind of being lame. The physical wasn't there. Let's just say the sex wasn't great. How about that? But I've had moments where I've had those interactions with the crowd member where, first of all, I'm always going to try to have the interaction that is the funniest, right? In that moment, I will always, maybe allude to the idea that maybe we will hook up or whatever like that if it's the funniest thing that'll happen in that moment. But I've had some of those where, you get off stage and you then have to interact with the person. You're like, oh, we're not gonna actually have sex. But man, that was funny on stage. But like in Cincinnati, there was one chick that I was messing with. She was one person that was alone in a group of like 9. She was the 9th wheel, and I was fucking around with her. I was having fun, but she was so drunk and unaware that she thought I was like flirting with her enough where she was like, I'm fucking him tonight. And she was from the wrong side of the tracks in Cincinnati, Ohio. Let me tell you that. Sweet girl. Somebody else's girl. Somebody else's problem. Those are tough. Because on stage, you're trying to be fun. You're trying to be cordial, too. You also don't want to, on stage, be like, look, sweetheart, you ain't getting this D tonight. This is a high elevated D, and it ain't coming down to the doldrums. Not on this weekend night. You don't want to have that back and forth on stage. Because you know what that is? Not funny. Pretty mean, actually. People don't like that. So, those are some of the weirdest moments. And then, another weird moment in Cincinnati was I was literally just talking about like the Catholic Church and going to the Catholic Church in Cincinnati where I grew up. I referenced where I went, Good Shepherd, and this woman was like receptive to it. I was like, oh, you're familiar with the Good Shepherd Church? And she said, I'm familiar with you. Ended up being my goddamn kindergarten teacher. You guys seen it? I put the clip on the internet. It's a fun one. That was a weird moment. I was like, what the fuck's going on? Miss Owings? Jesus Christ. What are you doing? For 70 years old, if I was about 5 more White Claws deep, you could get it, It didn't go that route, though. Sweet lady. But, yeah, that was a weird one. So I've had a bunch of weird ones, but I guess they're not, like, sometimes I I think that a lot of things would be weirder for other comics too. I do try to like not make anything super weird because some people will try to say something that they think will fuck you up. Like I talk about having a dead father. Sometimes people in the audience, I'll ask them maybe the moment it has something to me with doing something to do with me asking about their father or something like that, and they'll be like, "Oh, my dad's dead," and a lot of people will be like, "Ooh, that's tough," and I'll be like, "Oh, my dad's dead." So right there, buddy, I'm with you, dog. At least we know why we drink. Like one time I was talking to a dude, he was with his son, and I kind of clocked it. But I saw that he wasn't with anybody, and I was just, I figured he was either divorced or something like that. There was no woman in his life. And he said that he's like, she's been dead. I've been widowed for a year. And I was crushing up until this moment. But it ended up turning into something very sweet. And we had a very real human interaction. Whereas some people will try to like make a joke out of that situation or maybe apologize and be like, "Oh, I didn't mean to bring that up. I'm sorry." It's like, look, he's dealing with it, and I'm not going to make him feel worse about it or something like that. And we ended up having a nice little real human interaction and ended up keep going. Super fun. I ended up getting a couple of clips from that like 15-minute set that ended up going viral. I remember one time at that time. This was like a year or so back. And I do think that I am able to make moments like that not weird. And I never want to make people uncomfortable with dealing with weird shit like that in the moment because that's just a human thing. People fucking die. And you might have been in love with them. And it sounded like she was a very nice woman and he was in a happy relationship. And that sucks that she died. But in that moment, we're doing a comedy show. Boom, boom, boom. We're going to address it. I'm not going to make you feel bad about it. I'm also not going to make you dwell on it. And we're going to keep it moving. Because, baby, I got a joke about 9/11 that these motherfuckers gonna hear. R.I.P. to your wife, big dog. And then what's the last one? Oh, the last one's good. BJ's A or nay. I think he means to say yay or nay. Most of them are horrible, in my opinion. That's interesting. I do think people are bad at blowjobs. I'm sure there's some dudes out there that are pretty bad at it. I bet actually gay dudes are probably fire at it. Because if you got a dick, like it's like how I'm sure lesbian couples, I bet they go to town on that labia. You know what I mean? But I've definitely been with chicks that you'd rather them not suck your dick. It's not a make or break deal. To the yay or nay though. I'm a huge yay. Big fan of a blower. Nothing. I think Kanye said it best. As problematic as he is nothing like some head on a Sunday afternoon. And I do love a good blower. It's a nice thing when they're a giver and a swallower. That's fun. But whatever happens is fine. But a nice, yeah, all in, yay. Because when it's good, it's great. And when it's okay, it's fucking great. But I do get what he's saying in that most of them are horrible, in my opinion. I would argue that you're not communicating with the individual what you like. I think that's a big thing. I don't think I did that for a long time. Or I wasn't with a person that was open to asking those questions, like, do you like it like this or like that, and stuff like that. Also being with somebody that understands how to do it. Yeah. I mean, I think it's an older woman's game too. I will say that. I don't think I was getting a lot of good beegers at 21, 22. There's some young talent out there for sure. Some people that picked up some tricks of the trade from their older sister, maybe something like that. Got to pass down old family heirloom. The old gargle trick. Mama passed it down at Thanksgiving 92. But definitely it's something that I feel like it gets better with age with some chicks for sure. But also sometimes it's communication. Also maybe you don't like that shit. I don't know. I definitely enjoy it quite a bit. So hard yes for me. But if it's not good, you might be with somebody that doesn't like giving head. That's a thing. That sucks. As long as they're a cool person, you still love them. Fucking go for it. Sounds like you might. It sounds like the most of them are horrible. Alludes to you being single, is what I'm thinking. So maybe find somebody that you're gonna get a good blower. It's gonna change your life. There's nothing better than a good blower. The sloppy ones, those are fun sometimes. I think some chicks, it's a performative art for some people. I remember one chick, she looked at me, she told me, she said, "You want to come on my cute little face?" I was like, I would like a regular blower. I don't want you to say stuff like that. I don't. I mean, I would. I don't know. Let's see what happens in a couple minutes. Let's get there first, you know. Some chicks don't like doing it. You get that. I mean, you don't have to, you know, don't force it. But I do think that the best head too is from somebody that really enjoys doing it. Because I like giving back. I'm a fan of going down on a girl, but I also really enjoy it. And I've also been, not to flex, multiple times complimented on that specific skill set. Take pride in it. But I also think that I'm better at it because I enjoy doing it. You will find that somebody that really enjoys giving head also gives good head. There's never, like, I guess that kind of is something that should be very point blank, make sense. But I feel like you guys know what I'm saying. Like, it is also the giver's job to enjoy the act of doing it. And maybe you've come across some broads that don't like doing it. Also, they might not like blowing you. Maybe you got a stinky dick. And that's a man in the mirror situation. And there's a Michael Jackson song that can help you with that. Maybe throw some strawberries and cream conditioner on that bad boy. Get those pubes popping again. You know? Make the garden worth visiting, big dog. You put a carrot at the end of that stick. Maybe the dogs would come nipping at it. I'm doing a lot with analogies right now. But you guys get what I'm saying. But, yeah, that's it for question time with Mikey Boy. But I appreciate you guys rocking with me. I wanted to catch you guys up on everything that's going on. I'm super excited to get it officially underway. The preseason games have been fun. If you guys have been watching the mic'd up stuff, rock with me with those. Those are some of I think that is some of the hardest ones I've done because the preseason energy is just not what it is. These ones coming up are going to be super fun. So if you see it on YouTube and you guys fuck with me, we're trying to blow this shit up. If you want to, please just comment, like it, engage with it on YouTube. I want to grow the YouTube numbers for sure. If you see it on Instagram, like it, share it with a homie, comment on it, all that shit. We're blowing this shit up this year. If you rock with me and it's not asking you too much to do shit like that, fucking definitely double tap it. And if you really fuck with me and you have a moment, tag some people, fucking comment on it, share it, all that shit. Let's get these fucking numbers going. Let's give me the visibility that I deserve. If you guys rock with me, I'm not telling you anything you don't already know, but I'm blowing this shit up this year. I can't wait to fucking do it. So the season is officially starting. Therefore, the tour is starting, the Road Warrior Tour. I'm in Cleveland, Ohio on the 9th of September. I am doing a homecoming show in Cincinnati. 2 shows, on the 15th one and on the 16th is the other, before the home game with Baltimore in Cincinnati. I will be in Nashville, Tennessee on the 30th of September. I will be in Phoenix, Arizona on the 7th of October. I'll be in San Jose on the 30th. On the 7th of October. And then I'll be in San Jose on the 28th of October, right before Halloween. And I'll hopefully be adding some more dates in between then. And then the rest of the second half of the football season, too, is all on my website, turnercomedy.com. You can go to the link in my bio on Instagram and all that shit. And all the tickets for the second half of the season will be live soon. We got Baltimore, Jacksonville, Pittsburgh, Kansas City. Fucking, it's going to be dope. So I'm super excited. I appreciate all the love, you guys. All the love. You guys have been hitting me with some dope messages. I know you guys see your boy hustling. The hustle is real. I'm exhausted, but I've decompressed. I've tapped in with Mother Nature. I'm fucking ready to go. So keep rocking with me. And love you guys. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.